Section 6.1a, ratios and proportions. So our goal today is to work with ratios and proportions and be able to solve that. A ratio is typically written as a to b, a colon b, which is still written a to b, or a over b as a fraction. You can also see it written as a over b this way. It is always in reduced terms, including labels. Typically, you will not have a label in your final answer. It would just be like 2 to 3. It would be assumed that it's in inches, feet, or whatever. And they have to be in the same unit, and thus the units will cancel. So our first example, here's to simplify the ratio. And it has 12 kilometers to 3 kilometers. Now, one way to think about this is that it is a fraction. As since a to b is the same as a over b, we can write this as a fraction as 12 kilometers over 3 kilometers. Kilometers cancel, and we all know that the ratio reduces to be, or 12 over 3 reduces to be 4 over 1. So our final answer would be 4 to 1. That's a ratio. Your answer should always be in the same form that the problem was given. This was given as a 2b with the colon, so your answer is going to have the colon as well. Again, big thing is you have to have the same units. You need to convert one of these units, in which case it doesn't matter which way you do it. So if you rewrote it as 3 feet to 9 feet, because remember that 12 inches equals 1 foot. And then I can go about simplifying the feet cancel, and I get 1 to 3. I could have also converted to inches and had that 36 inches to 108 inches. Inches would cancel. These are both even. I get 18 to 54, 9 to 27, and eventually I get down to 1 to 3. So as we can see, it doesn't matter which unit you break it down to. Sometimes it's easier to convert to one unit than the other, but as long as you convert to the same unit, you will get the same answer. The area of a rectangular garden is 108 square feet, and the ratio of the length to the width is 4 to 3. Find the dimensions of the fence. So what we will do is we are going to draw a rectangle to represent our garden. And we know that the area is 108 square feet. And we know the length and within the ratio of 4 to 3. So what we will do is we'll call the long one 4x and the width 3x. And now it's just a matter of figuring out how we calculate what is x to plug in to find the dimensions. So we know that area equals width times length. So 108 equals 4x times 3x. So we have 12x squared equals 108. And divide both sides by 12. And get 9 equals x squared. Square root of both. And get x equals 3. Now, this problem doesn't say find the value of x, it says what are the dimensions. So our width was 3x equals 3 times 3 equals 9 feet. And our length was 4x equals 4 times 3 equals 12 feet. We can have the same type of problem with angles. The measures of the angles of triangle RST are in the extended ratio of 2 to 3 to 4. Find the measure of each angle. So we're going to start with drawing a triangle. And and we don't know what type of angles they are, so we'll call them R, S, T. Again, this is just a picture to help us solve. It doesn't need to be accurate. And same thing, whenever we're in a ratio, we're going to add X. So R is 2X. So in the order we see them, so R, S is 3X, and T is 4X. And so same thing, 2X plus 3X plus 4X. Those are the three angles of a triangle. We know that they add to be 180. And then we are going to go about and solve. So I combine all my like terms, divided by the X was 20. Now the problem says find the measure of each angle. So we're going to go through angle R equals 2 times 20 equals 40 degrees. Angle S is 3x, so 3 times 20, that one is 60 degrees. And angle T was 4x, is 4 times 20, so 80 degrees. And again, how you can check, add up these three angles. The sum should be 180 degrees. If it's not, you made some type of a calculation error somewhere. Also, when talking about ratios, we talk about proportions. Proportion is two equivalent ratios. So you have a fraction equals fraction. We solve these by using cross product property, otherwise known as cross multiplying. So when we're asked to solve each proportion, so something like this, where you have 8 over 24 equals x over 27. What we will do is multiply the top of one side by the denominator on the other. And then we will go about solving and simplifying. And we're going to divide both sides by 24, and we get that x equals 9. Now, one thing you could have done is reduce this to be 1/3 and have that 3x, when you multiply it had 3x equals 27 and x still equals 9. Now, the big thing about doing this is you can only simplify one fraction. You can only simplify on the same side. Too many times people try and simplify from one side to the other. If you're going to simplify, you can only simplify on the same side of equals. If they're on opposite sides, you cannot simplify them. Does not matter if there is an expression in the denominator. What we will do is put that expression inside of parentheses. So same rules apply. You're going to cross multiply. So you're going to have 5 times x plus 3 equals 2 times 4x. When you are doing these, do you need to write out this step that I just showed? No, you do not. But what you do need to do is write out this step. Here, after you cross multiply what your products are, and then go about solving. So again, I'm going to subtract the 5x from both sides. Now I'm going to divide by 3 and get that 5 equals x. So the biggest thing about this one, be careful of signs. Remember, negative times negative is positive. Negative times positive is a negative. Watch your signs.